Hello dear students, I am Abhishek Singh, biology educator. Today I am going to dissect one flower, that is China rose, Hibiscus rosa sinensis, and you say good health. And Navratri is also coming soon, so its importance will increase for the worship of Ma Durga. So let's dissect this flower, Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Okay, there are mainly four parts in this flower: sepal, petals, and male and female part, androecium and gynoecium. You can see this is the calyx, and one part of calyx is sepal, and group of sepal is called calyx. It is green color which protect flower. This calyx protect the flower when it is present in form of buds. In early morning, you see the flowers is fully covered with green parts. That means this flower will be covered by the sepals. Means it protect these flowers when it is present in the form of buds. So this is the first part. This is the first part, sepal, and group of sepal is called calyx. That is clear. And this small part is known as epicalyx, and this is the pedicel. And this basal part is called receptacle, and the receptacle is the base of this flower where all the parts of flower will be attached. Now you are looking, this colorful parts that is very attractive, that is say petals. This is petals, and group of petals is called a corolla. Group of petals is called a corolla. So I remove all the petals from the flower, and after removing you will observe only two part is remaining. One is androecium and another is gynoecium, and these yellow part is androecium. Androecium means stamen, and this stamen have three main part: anther, filament, and a connective. Anther, this is the lobe structure. Anther which contain pollen grain, and the connective where anther and filament will connect, and the cylindrical part is called a filament. So the number of stamen is many, and after removing the stamen, after removing the stamen, pause, pause. So we can see this is the female reproductive part, that is gynoecium, and gynoecium also have three part: stigma, and cylindrical part is style, and this is ovary. Means gynoecium known as pistil and carpel, and pistil and carpel have three part: stigma, sticky part where pollen grain will contact, and pollen grain will enter through the style, and here is the ovary, and when we will cut the ovary we will see the ovule, and this ovary will change into the flower fruits, and the ovule will change into the seed after the fertilization. Okay, after visualization class we will understand better understanding of hibiscus flower. We are going to revise, we are going to summarize this topic once again, and in science we will discuss all the topics after the activity, after the visualization. So in flower there are mainly four parts: calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla are the accessory part, and these two are necessary part. Necessary and reproductive part of flower, and unit of calyx is called sepal and unit of corolla is called petal, and unit of androecium is known as stamen, and unit of gynoecium is called pistil or carpel. This is the male reproductive part, and this is the symbol of male reproductive part, and this is the female reproductive part, and this is the symbol of female. It will be used in this chapter. So in this flower, you can see the green part is called calyx and the single calyx is called sepal, and the colorful part is called corolla, and single part of corolla is called petals. So what is the function of sepal or calyx? Protect the flower, where it will present in the form of birds. In early morning you can observe easily, and this is the colorful part in all the flowers in different families. If you see the different colors of flower like yellow colors, pink colors, red colors of flower, so the colorful part is known as petals. This corolla, what is the function of this colorful part? Why it is colored? Due to the fragrance, due to the attraction. That means this flower will attract the insect for the pollination. This colorful part of the flower will attract the insect for the pollination. So next, these two functions are clear. Now move on the next part, androecium, the male reproductive part, and after female part, these yellow parts are the male reproductive part. It consists, stamen consists of three parts: single lobe, anther, this is the anther, and a connective, and a filament, The stamen have three parts: anther, connective, and a filament. If a single lobe will present in the anther, that is called monothecous. If we cut this chamber, this lobe, then we observe two chamber. That is called a pollen chamber, and the structure of this chamber is known as microsporangium also, which contain microspore or pollen grains. This structure will be discussed in later in next topic. So here our topic is the parts of flower. The structure of pollen chamber will be covered in the next topic, which contain the pollen grain. This chamber contain the pollen grain. So the chamber which contain the pollen grain, that is called a pollen chamber. Okay. This anther and filament is connected by connective, and the cylindrical state structure is a filament. The numbers are many, and the stamen numbers are many in this flower. And move on the next topic, gynoecium, that is the female reproductive part. It is also known as pistil or carpel. It consists mainly three parts: the stigma and style and the ovary. I draw the structure: stigma, style, and ovary. This pollen grain will move to the stigma. This pollen grain will move through the insect. There are two factors, mainly biotic and abiotic factor. Pollen grain can move through the abiotic factor, either wind or water, or biotic factor, either through any insect or any animals. That is called pollination. This pollen grain move to the stigma, and through the style, cylindrical part is style. Through the style, it moves towards the ovary. This is the ovary. Inside the ovary, ovule are present. Inside the ovule, male gametes will present, and this female gametes egg will present, and this pollen grain will come to the contact of male gamete and cause the fertilization. And after the fertilization, this ovary will change into the fruit, and this ovule change into the seed. This is very important question. After the fertilization, ovary will change into the fruit and ovule change into the seed. I have drawn the structure of mango. So that's why seed always present inside the fruit. Okay. So I summarize all these things. Flower mainly have four parts: sepal, petals, stamen, and a pistil. And the function of these parts are clear. These two parts are accessory part. These two parts are necessary part of the flower. First, sepal protect the flower when it will present in the form of buds. Second, petals which attract the insect for the pollination. What is pollination? Transfer of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of pistil is called a pollination. Okay, and stamen have three parts: anther, connective, and a filament. Anther is the lobe structure, maybe single lobe or two lobe. If single lobe will present, it consists two chamber. If two lobe will present, it consists of four chamber. And in the chamber, inside the chamber, pollen grains are present. And last part is the pistil. This is the female reproductive part, and it also have three parts. Three part in stamen, three part in pistil. Stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma is the platform where it receives the pollen grain. Through the style, pollen grain, male gamete will transfer towards the egg, towards the ovule, which cause the fertilization. So in angiospermic plant, the characteristics properties double fertilization. So in next topic, we will understand about the double fertilization. And the homework, you all will bring the hibiscus, rosa sinensis, China rose flower from the home, and you all will dissect the flower in the classroom. I will observe. For the dissection, you have to bring forceps, needles, and brush in your bag. Okay, and after dissecting the hibiscus flower, we will bring the next flower, Pisum sativum, garden pea, and that is seasonal flower in this time, easily available. So you have to bring the garden pea, and another flowers you also can bring. Okay, best wishes, and keep learning and keep educating. Thanks.